I fixed that too. I just been talking to the ether this whole time. This is crazy. I'm so sorry, everybody. Everything just wants to reset on me, and right now, like all the things that I have like set up and whatnot, absolutely just freaking hates me right now. So I'm sorry. I apologize for such a really rocky start. What I was trying to explain is that this stupid video loading thing doesn't. This videos don't work anymore. Like I can't access videos. It's crazy. Why can't I get that? It's obnoxious! But, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. So let me start from the beginning. Because I said hi to a lot of people when you didn't actually hear it. So let me do it again. Are we ready? Okay. Hi, Silly Vidili. Hi, Hino. Hi, Zachary. It's okay, Zachary, by the way. If you're saying apologies for the Discord server, it's okay. Hi, Nexi. Now you should be able to hear. Hi, Jacko Moon, Jacko's son. Oh, man. Hi. Hi. I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Hi, Christian Sanchez. Thank you. I appreciate the amazing stream. T-Pose. I feel like I did a terrible job restarting. It's okay. I'm here now, though. I swear I'm here now. Okay, I'm just catching up on chat. I apologize, everybody. Did you hear about the new Donkey Kong game, meaning Donkey Kong Bonanza? I don't have a Switch 2 myself, but I know my brother does. Maybe I could go play Donkey Kong Bonanza. I heard it was a really good game, and so much so, in fact, that it got Game of the Year. In fact, who is going to win Game of the Year? Everybody's going to say it's going to be Claire Expedition 33. My money honestly goes to Silk Song, even though Silk Song's been out for not too long. But admittedly, there's a lot of good games out there this year, like a lot of them, and I'm surprised like a lot of them have a chance to like show off their own unique spins in the spotlight and everything. I would say that I don't really remember the whole things, but people are so dead set on Claire Expedition 33 winning Game of the Year. I suppose we'll have to find out and see, shall we? I don't scare you. I'm glad I don't scare you. I don't tend to be a scary person. That picture reminds you of Chicken Jockey. Oh, Minecraft movie, my beloved. Hi, Leon Sonic. I appreciate seeing you. Hi, Asus. Nice to see you too. Thanks for stopping by. I'm getting off soon. So quickly, how are you? How was your day? What's your favorite soap flavor? How are you? I'm good, thank you. How was my day? My day was actually pretty good. I felt really refreshed when I went back to work, and I felt like I had a good chance to be able to get a lot of stuff done. One of the only thing is I wasn't able to get like the fundamental thing done, which is like my schedule, but that's okay. I'll take care of that tomorrow. That's tomorrow problem. It shouldn't take me too long. I set myself up so it should be a lot easier for later. What's my favorite soap flavor? There's no favorite soap flavor. Why do you keep saying that? I don't eat soap. Oh my goodness. Do you expect to gain more than 30 subs since last stream? I mean, honestly, I don't really know. I don't really live stream in the factor of just trying to get more subs. I just live stream just to say what's up to you all. But this is also going to be a really short live stream because in 9 o'clock, I am running a social circle. So I want to make sure I can take a little break, get some energy back for that, and then host that. And then after that, I'm probably just going to chill for the rest of the night because I close tomorrow and I'm just going to like vibe for a bit. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Am I going to get 30 more subs? It's kind of whatever. I kind of sort of do hope at the very least I can hit 1K subs before my birthday. So for those of you who don't know, my birthday is October 16th, and we're getting really close to it, but I feel like I could probably hit 1,000 subs. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm so focused on subscriber goals. I really am not. But wouldn't it be kind of cool for my birthday if I got 1K subs or even got it beforehand? That'd be awesome. That'd be so out of this world. I'd be so excited for it. But you know what? That's the only time will tell situation, and the only way I'm going to get there is if I actually put the effort in. So, yeah. Hi, this stream is amazing. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you, Avery. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. How's my day going? My day's going pretty good, actually. I've had a really productive day as a whole, and really, I've been able to get a lot done, and I'm really happy about that. But in the matter of like actual like when I got home, of course, I was really tired because I technically took 4 days off of work. Then I came back, and I'm like, well, this is all well and good. I feel not too bad. But then I was like, oh, here comes the work slog grind. And then when I got back home, I took like a good like 30-40 minute nap. It was pretty good. One of the things right now for me in particular is that I took a Red Bull about not too long ago, and I think that's, if anything, that's what I'm gonna do. Instead of getting high, I'm just gonna get caffeine. It's all the same result at that point, I swear. But overall, I'm actually doing really good. I'm really excited that I can live stream for a bit, and then I'm going to go run the event later. And that's altogether just going to be a lot of fun. I also got new headphones because I come to the realization that the Quest Pro... So everybody, for those of you who don't know, the Quest Pro is... the Quest Pro allows for this option to be able to have like stereo headsets with one headphone being like left side and one headphone being right side. In other words, you have two audio jacks. And the audio jacks, I thought at first they were only mono output, but no, you could just plug any wired headphones into them. And the reason why I come to realization at that is because for some point in time, I bought these headsets that are like, they like go over my ear, and they actually sounded pretty good, and they were very convenient to use. Like, you just flip it up when you're done, you call it a day, and you put the thing in the charger, because I had the whole charging dock and everything for the Quest Pro. But the problem here is yesterday, was it yesterday or was it the day before? The random event. After the random event, I'm sorry, my microphone is now in a new position because I have to, my microphone used to initially be on the base of that, I'm trying to make sure I don't hit it is the problem. I'm sorry that you're all hearing a bunch of static right now, or hearing a bunch of noise. But what I'm trying to say is that I used to have my microphone set up on those particular headphones because it was actually really convenient to have it. But unfortunately, one of the clips in the left headphone actually broke, and I tried to fix it with super glue. All I resulted was putting super glue in my hands. So there's no fixing that one. Unfortunately, because of that, I had to assess new options. I had other options that I was going to use, but they were the most uncomfortable thing ever, and I almost resorted to buying the Meta Quest Pro headphones. But then I told myself, I'm like, what if I can just use regular wired headphones? So then I looked it up. I actually did it with my own like gaming headset that I have for my laptop, and turns out you can. So I just went to Walgreens. I bought like $20 wired headphones, and they sound really good. Like, I like them a lot. I can hear the audio around me really clearly and really well, and I'm very happy to have them. The microphone situation is solved by my external microphone, so I don't have to worry about that. All I have to worry about is just the actual audio situation. So I like how crisp and nice sounding everything sounds right now, so that's good. Have I had... Have... Oh, Bye, Avery. I appreciate you being here. Hi, Cocoa Beans. I appreciate you being here, too. Also, early happy birthday. Just kidding. I appreciate this, Silly Vanilli. I hope I can reach 100 subs. I'm not exactly like being like, oh, if I don't get it, then I'm gonna be so upset. Then it is what it is. I don't really. I hate sounding so focused on my numbers. I'm not that kind of person. I'm a person way more dedicated to the idea of. Hold on. I just listen. I'm sorry. I know I keep interrupting myself, but I want to make sure my microphone doesn't hit me or hit anyone or hit anything really. Like I have to bend this up like this, so I can do this, because this is my problem. I want to be able to do this. I can't do that properly if the microphone's like right there. So yeah, I can still do this. Okay. I like touching my face a lot, as you can see. But 1K subscribers is not the most important goal for me. The most important goal is just to be able to still have fun with you all and actually establish a proper community. This is what I want to do in my live streams, and just be able to reach out to you all and give you all a chance to like feel accepted and welcome in any type of community. That's the most important part for me. And if I reach 1K subscribers, then you know that'll just be a nice benefit. But the reality of it all is that I just want to kind of be there for you all. That's like that's my base goal of this game. That's my base goal of this whole community. Like I just want to find a chance to give you all a sense of connection and to feel like you're accepted somewhere. That's been my goal since the very beginning. Well, I don't want to say the very beginning, because I didn't really think I would grow to this point. I just thought to myself, I'm going to show off really cool VR chat worlds and then, you know, hopefully spread positivity about VR chat. But now I'm doing it in a completely different way, which is something way more hands-on than I ever realized. But you know what? I'm not necessarily complaining about the challenge. I love being able to be there for you all and have a chance to let yourself be seen and heard. A lot of you have actually really shown me great appreciation and thanks for what I've done, which honestly, you don't have to like praise me like that. I just am trying to be someone to give you a chance to feel accepted somewhere. Some of you have said like mask has been taken off, and I appreciate that. Some of you say like you feel open and you feel like a person in this matters, and I appreciate that too. I am very grateful that I have the chance to make people feel like they actually belong somewhere. You know, of course, there's some small matter of respect we still have to follow, but you all do it really well, actually. In fact, I was very proud of the last event, the random event. You all did a very good job, at least listening to me, because I always want to make sure that we can just follow the flow, or maybe figure out how we can cater things best for everybody. I want to ensure that we can ultimately make sure we, like, accept things for everybody. If we all can't be involved, then we probably shouldn't do it. Now, majority rule may sometimes work against us in this matter, and I still have to think about that as well, but I'm still really focused on ensuring that I can provide a positive experience and that you all don't have to like feel like you're left out or not seen or not heard. That's the most important part of my events, and I want to make sure you all can do that for each other as well. That's the most important part, being able to be there for each other, because I'm only one person. There's only so much I can do personally, but if you all kind of establish the same vibe and where you want to actually see it through with each other, then that's all I can ask for. Again, I really hope the positivity that I provide just spreads. I can't do it all myself. I can try to be the best seed farmer in the world, but at some point someone's going to have to help me. And really, it takes the effort of every single one of us to provide positivity in this world, online and offline. So, yeah. Hi, Daniel. I appreciate seeing you. Nice of you to join us. Have you heard of NOS before? I have heard of NOS, actually, and I would never, ever in my life drink that thing. That thing scares the living hell out of me. And trust me, coming from someone who knows how to drink their energy drinks, that is a scary drink to me. So, no, I know what it is, and honestly, I steer clear from it because I'm very scared what it can do to me. I'm not the youngest person, mind you, so if I'm not very careful with my caffeine content, I will literally have shakes. I will, like, be legitimately shaking. It's kind of crazy, honestly. Bye, hi. I appreciate you stopping by and at least saying hi. I know it's you're in the EU location, but I still greatly appreciate you taking the time to come and say hi. Bye, Silly Vanilli. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here. Hino has the cat on. Hello, Leanne Sonic again. I appreciate you being here. Insert Renry. Hi, Red. Nice of you to join us. Thanks for stopping by. Am I caught up? I'm caught up, right? As long as I'm caught up, that's all that matters. Yes, I'm caught up. All right, everybody. So, since I'm caught up to chat, I will just take the time to, you know, talk about something else. In this case, the random event. I will say... So, for those of you who don't know, this is the backstory behind it. The last cafe event that was streamed was technically the last cafe event that I did on Saturday nights. Are cafe events retired? No, they're not. They have just been repurposed. What I mean by that in particular is that the cafe events are no longer live streamed. And honestly, I don't really know if I'm going to live stream these events ever again because it becomes really hard when your center focus becomes on like paying attention to chat whilst trying to help people in VR chat at the same time. I get on average 8 to 11 people in my events. That is 8 to 11 people I need to make sure I put priority focus on as best as possible, as much as possible, really. Now, don't get me wrong, I get pretty overwhelmed at times, and actually, I found a really proper flow the last event that we had, so I can ensure that I can stay focused on myself and just stay proper. I really don't want to overwhelm myself, and I can sort of do that just by playing games alone. That's why the last format at the last random event was we went to a nice world called Sundown, which is kind of a chill world where people could just hang out, vibe, and have fun. I have established a new rule where if an instance closes, that means that we all have to respawn and come together. And actually, I used it the 5th world that we went to, and everybody responded very accordingly, which I appreciate a lot. So thank you for that. Then we went to play Blackout. We played about 5-6 rounds of Blackout. That was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed my time at Blackout, just role playing and doing all the goofy, crazy stuff. I was Murderer quite a few times, and honestly, that kind of scared me because Murderer is so difficult to do sometimes. I'm not a very good liar. I mean, I try not to be a very good liar. Like, I don't like lying. I think lying to me is kind of icky per se, so I really don't want to be that person that can be ever considered as such. But as a murderer, you kind of sort of have to lie sometimes, because otherwise what are you gonna do? Be like, I'm the murderer. I actually did that one time, and it's funny because Iblis was the other murderer, but they actually won. I felt so bad because I was like, they actually won? No way. But I also wanted to change the settings so there's more like murderers, so more people can have a chance to join in. But unfortunately, that was the game already started and Iblis didn't get the message. But that's okay, because Iblis saved it for me. So that was a lot of fun in its own right. I'll get back to that in a second. What's so scary about it? I'm not that old. I'm gladly drink a whole can. You know, Zachary, when I was I don't know what age you may be, but when I was definitely way younger, I would drink like Red Bulls like crazy. Like me personally, for my money, it's always been Red Bulls. I don't like the taste of Monster. And other energy drinks, there's only one energy drink that I actively drink these days, and that's a Celsius. And I wouldn't really consider that like the typical energy drink, like NOS or Rockstar or Monster. I have a subordinate that loves Monster. I can't stand Monster. First off, it gives me some sort of like energy that I don't know how to describe. And it's not a good energy, I'll tell you that much. It's like my body wants to do something, but it doesn't know what it wants to do with that energy. It's a really strange way to explain it. Red Bull works way better with me for some reason. And also Red Bull has way less caffeine. Like the smaller can only has 92 milligrams of caffeine and then all the other crap that's in it. But it's way better than 160 milligrams that a Monster has. And they all have it. There's no choice. So on top of that too, whatever ingredients they have in there, it just puts some sort of like awakened energy. Like it's called Monster for a reason, I guess. My subordinate always makes fun of me by saying, you can't handle it. I can handle it! Kind of. Either way, at least that's for me, at the very least. Hi Trinity, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know why my tracker is doing this tracker stuff. Like, it's a little weird in my opinion. My trackers are being a little crazy today, and my right controller really just wants to exist in the ether right now. Do you see what it's doing, chat? Look at this. Okay, that's all fun and games now. Can we come back, please? And I just destroyed myself. Because the controller won't come back! Come here, controller. Come here. Come here, controller. Come here. Are you going to come back today or tomorrow? Please, what is going on? Oh, it came back. Wow! I win! It actually came back before the thing turned off. How convenient. Okay, never mind. The thing turned off. I can still recheck though. Hi Trinity. Again, nice of you to join us. Hi Zomb. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. I feel like I've seen you before, but I don't totally know for certain. Either way, thanks for stopping by. You see my hand? Do you see this hand, everybody? This hand right now is currently unavailable. Do you see? This is what happens in VR. This is just anime girl things, am I right? It just doesn't exist anymore for the time being. See, I'm literally waving my arm and it's not working until the controller decides to not turn on because I actually did not turn on the thing yet. So look at this. Wee. All you can do is just laugh at it. If I don't laugh at it, then I'm gonna be very upset with myself. That's for sure. But I appreciate seeing you too, Danielle. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, I have a fun thing to do with Blackout during my events. If you want to try it, it's a fun thing. You can text me. You can send me a message in DMs and let me know. That'd be quite interesting to figure out what that is. My hand is coming back. Oh no, it's going in my breast. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back officially, everybody. Now I'm here. uh, I'm here. Sorry. I love wine. Hi. I appreciate you being here. Valence, WTF, WTF to you too, my friend. I don't know what you're saying WTF to, but I appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by, if anything. What? Gosh, my controller grips is so bad it wouldn't even call it drift at this point. I actually, this right controller, believe it or not, actually has some semblance of stick drift. I don't know why. In VR chat, it doesn't happen, but when I'm and also, like, I really need that new face tracker, I swear. But also, when I'm in like menus, like scrolling through stuff and whatnot, it just really wants to activate and cause things to scroll down. I don't know what it is though. Like the stick drift kind of like went away. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. For example, if I tried this, let's see. I'm gonna try this real quick. Like, it's not doing it right now. It would initially be doing it by now, but it's not. I don't understand when it decides to do it. And the hardest part about Quest Pro controllers, because this is a Quest Pro after all with Quest Pro controllers. The hardest part is like they're really hard to repair because Quest Pros aren't made anymore. It's not like a Quest 3 or even a Quest 2 where there's just an abundance of it. They only made so many Quest Pros, and accessories and everything for it is even harder to find. So I mean, I can still make it work though. I found the wireless headphones. I have an external microphone. I'm really Frankensteining this Quest Pro as best as I can because the Quest Pro has the best technology for eye tracking and mouth tracking. So it's really good, and I want to be able to have the opportunity to use it. It is the most inclusive package for eye and face tracking and still cheaper than the competition. Like the HTC Focus Vision Pro is $1,200, I believe, plus you have to spend another $100 on the face tracking module. And I'm just like, what? I could just buy another Quest Pro if I have to for $800. In box. So that means it's pristine, never touched. I should have done that personally, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know what I mean? VR driving stream, I could do another one. In fact, I may do it tomorrow, actually. That'd be pretty nice, like a later night stream, But if you want another VR driving stream, I could do that again. Probably, I could do it sometime soon. I want to try to live stream again. I'm not, like, right now I'm in phases of things. I will be honest with you all. I am definitely, and I mean definitely, feeling an increased amount of pressure by the bigger I get. And it scares me. I still love how personalized everything is right now. Like, I still love a lower view count. In my opinion, that's one of the nicest things I can have because then I can actually interact with you all the best way I can. But, like, higher view counts, if I ever get there, I'm kind of scared what that might mean. And on top of that, too, I don't really know what my view count is right now. I legitimately don't look at my view count for two reasons. One, I really don't care about my views. As long as I get a chat and people talking in the chat, that's all I can ask for. And two, if I see, let's say, like, the view count's like 15, 17, and then I see it drop down to like 10 or 12, it actually disparages me. And I hate that. I don't want to give you all some half-ass anime girl commentary. That's why I'm zooming that out. I don't want to give you all some half-ass anime girl commentary just because I was like, oh wow, I see numbers dropping, so therefore I need to like focus on that. That's not right. I should be focused on everybody who's here right now. And if I think about it, when I first started live streaming, I only had like 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 people watching at one time. And I clung on to those people as close as I could because those are the people that took the time to watch me. Some of them still come around to this day, and I'm very thankful they took the time to take the interest in me just as much as you all do. I mean, where else would I be right now if you all didn't take the interest to actually still be here? And I get it. I have people coming in and out at all times. There's going to be some times where I'm barely streaming to a lot of people. Maybe there's some times where I'm streaming to a lot of people anyways. I'm not really the person that like really wants to have a set schedule in live streaming. namely because A, my real life will probably take me away more often than I can admit, so I can't have a consistent schedule, and B, work will too, especially work, because its schedule can shift like whenever it wants, and I have to abide by it. That's my job. If I don't if I don't abide by my job, then I can't really afford the house to where I have this spacious room where I can actually do this VR commentary with you all, or have the ability to speak as loud as I do right now and just try to provide an energizing live stream. I couldn't be able to do any of this without my job. I need my job. Would this ever one day be my job? We're nowhere near that. I would need to have like tens of hundreds of Ks of subscribers and maybe good sponsorships and all this kind of stuff before I even get that opportunity. But right now, everything going on with my work, my personal like real life connection, my personal connections, both real life and VR, and my community and content creation, this is like the trifecta of like satisfaction. I am legitimately living my best life. It is because of these three things that I have bettered my life in every single step of the way. Having the ability to come on here and say hi to you all and just like, chat and say what's up is so important to me. And I always like to find new ways to do flow and try to figure out ways to help comfort myself and keep myself calm whilst being able to live stream it to you all to the best of my ability. For example, you oftentimes probably realize I close my eyes. I close my eyes to make sure that they're not burning after like 30 minutes. I also see that my full body tracking just absolutely wants to behave today. So I used to call the full body tracking Daddy FPT. I should probably call it that again, because Daddy FPT and his Mommy Quest Pro. But at the same time too, what was I talking about again? I was talking about the stuff for relaxation and taking deep breaths too, to make sure that I can have a chance to like breathe after speaking for so long. I can speak for such a long period of time, but I need to make sure I breathe, because if I don't, then maybe one day we'll pass out. Speaking of which, mine does that too. Well, yeah, it's so weird. Like, stick drift on the Oculus controllers is so strange sometimes. So the only best thing I can do sometimes is literally just like wiggle the stick like this and hope to gosh that fixes it for the time being. But more often than not, it doesn't. In fact, fun fact, for my Quest 3, my left controller had really bad stick drift, and I try to fix it on my own, but I am not the most patient, nor am I the most dexterous for how small all the things is in the Quest 3 controller. So when I haphazardly slapped everything back together and I try to use the controller, I was like, wow, it's actually working. And I try to like point my pointer at something and press the trigger. It like rapidly pressed it and it just stopped working. And I was like, okay then, yeah, I clearly didn't fix it. So you know what? I just gave up and bought a whole new controller. I know. Well, that's a very bad solution to a problem, but I mean, I screwed my controller up and I don't know how to fix it past that point. I was like, all right, I give up. Roller, should I do the rest of my homework or listen to the stream? Why don't you do both? Why don't you listen to me while doing your homework? Isn't that a thing that some people do with these live streams in particular anyways? Like, they're kind of just here to like listen to something and maybe have like the sense of like void filled out with, either music or noise or talking or all of it, really. If you want to continue listening to me while you're, doing your homework, then that's fine. I'm A-okay with people. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm A-okay with people. If they're just here, just like have me on as background noise, that's okay. And honestly, for those of you who are here and have me as background noise, I want to let you know that I still appreciate you too. I'm very happy that I have a chance to give you a sense of like, you feel like someone's there so you're not alone. That's very important to me. So thank you, really. Thank you for stopping by and using me as a VOD if you have to. At the very least, providing some sense of comfort with maybe my voice and the music that's playing. I hope that you feel some sense of peace. And that's all I can really ask for. Ever, really. 1,200? Gosh. Yeah, so like, it's expensive. Like, the most modern eye and face tracking solution is literally just that. There are many other options out there too, but they get even more expensive. For example, the Big Screen Beyond 2E. First off, for the Big Screen Beyond, everybody, if you don't know, you need not only Vive controllers, you also need the Vive base stations, and you of course need the Beyond 2E. So to put that in perspective, I think, let's just say you go for Knuckles controllers, the Valve's in Knuckles controllers, because if you aren't going for those, then are you really using VR correctly? But that one I think is about like 150 each, plus the base stations, which I think if you at least want two to cover good parts of your area, they're about like 130, 150, like 100, at least 100 themselves. Then the big screen Beyond 2E with eye tracking, no face tracking, only eye tracking is, I believe, $1,200. So in other words, in order to get a very similar experience to what the Quest Pro provides by itself, you need to spend about $1,800. Or buy a Quest Pro for $800. You get the controllers, you get the headsets, you get a nice mic, all things considered, but you especially get the eye and the face tracking all built in. When the Quest Pro first came out, it was not a very good value proposition because it was $1,500, and they were marketing it for business professionals. But in reality, all that technology, they were marketing it to the wrong people. Who should they have marketed to? VTubers. Well, unfortunately, this year in the current MetaConnect, they did not announce a new headset. Boo, I know. Which only makes me hope that next year they announce either the Quest Pro 2 or the Quest 4. And I hope if they announce the Quest 4, I hope it at the very least has eye tracking. At the very least. If it doesn't have face tracking, that's fine, because you can technically buy, like, there's like something called Project Babel. I bought one personally, but I haven't gotten it yet. But if anything, that little $110 contraption will help give you face tracking as well. I'm pretty sure good one at that too. That's why I'm waiting for it, because this Quest Pro face tracking, maybe specifically my Quest Pro, but I personally think the face tracking is not that good. Or I think it has to sit on a really specific spot in your head, and I can't get it. I can never get that correctly. Especially if I'm shaking my head or I'm nodding my head, then the Quest Pro just gets loose enough to the point where it's not properly tracking my mouth. But you know what? The eye tracking's still pretty good enough. And sometimes when the face tracking decides to play along, it's actually pretty mesmerizing. I like to watch myself sometimes when everything just comes together. And of course, with my crazy quirky animations that I always do at any given moment in time, it all just comes together to sell who I am. Roller from Random Slandom. Cha-ching! Anyways, I hope you get far one day. I just forgot how long I've been subbed to you pretty often. Well, I appreciate that, Zom. Thank you so much for being here. A lot of people wish the best for me to go as far as I can, but my left hand now, you see, like, my hand's actually right here, but it's like, it's saying it's right here. So here's what I do. Will this work? That worked. Man, I'm so MLG pro at this stuff. But what I was trying to say is I have ambitions to get big. Excuse me. Correction. I don't have ambitions to get big. But it's inevitable. And I have to call it like I see it. Like every video that I post, I at least get about 8 to 10 subscribers, more. And of course, they're short form videos, so people can easily walk into them. But these days, they consistently get about 700, 800, sometimes 1K views. That's 1K impressions I'm making just about right there. And that can either lead to about 7 to even up to 13 subs on average, give or take, from what I've evaluated. Trust me, chat. Just because I'm not focused on my numbers doesn't mean I don't look at my numbers. I am very business oriented in that regard, and I try to see trends and see how things follow. I actually follow my analytics very closely because they're the best way to help me understand how I can improve my engagement to you all. And I know I'm not really making it seem like, I don't want to make it seem like that's my only goal in life, but if I want to make sure that I can continue to spread my outreach, I need to make sure I play the game just a little bit. Maybe use a particular tag here, maybe do a new type of content, still using short form videos, of course, maybe changing my lengths, maybe changing my music. I'm very analytical in how I try to reinvent things. And even to the point where I say I have lazy videos, like the last 3 I posted this past weekend. I would still try my very best to ensure they have some sense of flow. We go to a proper world, it's a proper camera shot, and just making sure that I make at least a presentable enough short. I don't ever want to just be like, hey guys, what's up? It's me, Random Slandom. Whoa! And then that's the video. Could you imagine what kind of video that would be? I want to provide some sort of impact on my videos. Every single short that I post can be a new person coming to my content and seeing everything that I can do. Every single live stream that I do in short form format is a new opportunity for new people to come and see what I do. I want to make sure my outreach is as wide as possible and as accessible as possible so I can continue to try to provide positivity to as many people as I can. Of course, not everybody's going to want this positivity. You're going to just accept it when it comes. But for the most part, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job in trying to help take care of you all and ensure that the people who decided to stay can feel satisfied. The people who may have came and went, at the very least, I hope I made an impact just enough to change their lives for the better. That's all I really can ask for. And so long as if I made you feel happy or gratified or satisfied or whatever, and you don't want to follow my content anymore, at the very least, all I just ask is you stay subscribed, so YouTube looks at me and is like, this YouTuber's actually pretty good. So that way they can recommend me to more people, and that way I can outreach more, and that way I can just ultimately continue to spread positivity further and further and further. That's the most important part to me. And I hope, if anything, I never lose that mission. Because it's scary, really, when you get larger and you can't feel more personal about things. So I gotta, actually start really thinking about my contingencies. What do I do when this situation happens? What do I do when that situation happens? And there's a lot of situations I'm still evaluating right now, but I love it, actually. It keeps my brain focused. It keeps me trying to be as best of a leader as I can, because I consider myself a leader after all. And being able to take the capability of just standing at the front and making sure everybody feels accepted and welcome. It's a very, very hard thing to do. Not a lot of VTubers really understand what it means to run a community. All they think it's about posting YouTube videos, maybe live streaming on occasion, and just talking every now and then to people. Running an actual community, though, like a Discord community, like one where people actually want to take investment in what you offer as a community, it's not easy. Because you know what? You have to be there for them. It would be so easy for me to just be like, welcome to my server, and do nothing. I still want to offer chances where you all can come together and actually accept each other for who you are. I have about 145 Discord members in my server right now, and I'm very happy to say that a very large majority of them that are in there are very respectful, very kind, very understanding. And I do that all because I funnel things a certain way. I may catch you on on my live streams and then remind you what my Discord server is, so you come join along and have fun with us. That's the most important part to me. Being able to recruit people that maybe feel like they don't belong anywhere else, so they can belong here at Random Slandom. So, if you've been a long-time Discord member, I greatly appreciate it. You've seen how much the server has grown. And at the same time, too, if you've been a long-time subscriber, you've seen how much my content has grown. But really, at this point, I feel like I've plateaued, and that's okay. I'm just here to reach out to people. I'm here to provide a new message every single time that I can, so you all understand that I want to be there, and I actually want to make myself feel like a person to you all. That's the most important part to me. And speaking of feeling like a person, I need to read chat again. Will I ever go to Twitch? I'm thinking about it. Honestly, I thought at one point in time, for my 1K subscribers, I thought about actually streaming on Twitch one day. I will probably get there, but one thing that scares me about Twitch is that there's a lot of bots, and I have to figure that out kind of on the spot. Maybe I'll exclusively stream on Twitch for a little while before I decide to do dual live streaming. Because when I start doing dual live streaming, it's 2 chats I have to worry about, not 1. And that's the hardest part I've come to realize when being a content creator. I'm very limited on my reach. I'm only really on YouTube and somewhat on X, but I don't even have that linked up. The only other thing that I'm outreached onto is my Discord server, but I legitimately want to be outreached there. That's it. I'm not really on Instagram, I'm not on TikTok, I'm not on anything else, just YouTube. And I'm having a good time growing on YouTube by itself, and I love YouTube as a platform. It's a platform that's been there for me for many, 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 many years, and I know all the tricks of the trade at this point to try to provide at least engaging content, but also content that reaches out to everybody. So Twitch is still in the back burner right now. I'll have to think about how I want to do that. But that's a very good question, actually, you know. Your chat seems so far behind. I'm always far behind. That's just what it is. Hi, unknown. I appreciate you being here. There's a lot of unknowns I've come across, so can you remind me which one you are? Try using isopropyl alcohol. That's what I use on my Quest Cruise controllers. And you're right, Red. Actually, a lot of people have recommended just using isopropyl alcohol and whatnot. The controller is fine right now, but if it really comes down to last-ditch measures where the stick drift is so unbearable, and maybe I could buy like another one, I'll just use isopropyl alcohol. I think, if I recall correctly, it was my left controller that when my first Quest Pro first came in from eBay, it was my left controller that didn't work, period. So I'm kind of surprised that my right controller is now doing the same thing too. Controllers, am I right? It's just, the Quest Pro is that old at this point. The Quest Pro is about 2 years old, actually, if I recall correctly. No, it's 3 years old now. Holy cow. Oh well, what can you do, you know what I mean? Whew! I'm good, unknown. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by. How are you doing today? Hi, Gabriel. Nice of you to join us. I appreciate you being here. Am I a Quest user? Technically yes, but I'm a Quest Pro user. Is the thing. Why is my body? Why does my body want to be like? My body wants to be detached from itself so badly. Whatever. I am a Quest Pro user, and the reason why I use Quest Pro is because I want the eye and the face tracking. And if any, I was mentioning it earlier, hence why I spent $600 to get mine. But granted, I should have spent a little bit more for an inbox one, because the Quest Pro that I got personally has a bit of defects here and there. I had to super glue some things. That's how kind of bad the Quest Pro came to me. And plus, I also kind of believe that the face tracking, and this is probably worse than probably, let's say, a brand new Quest Pro, because people say the face tracking on Quest Pro is really good, but for me, it feels like it fails more often than not. I also feel like it's because I have a really big nose, and I think the Quest Pro can't exactly go over my nose to get my face tracking. It's kind of bad to say, but I honestly like gotta call it like I see it, and I think I have a pretty big nose to the point where like it doesn't bridge over well enough. It doesn't fully take everything, especially my upper lip. See, it doesn't read my upper lip at all. The reaction you're seeing right now is my lower lip moving. It could read my lower lip just fine, like this. But my upper lip, no. That's why sometimes when I'm just talking like this and I don't open my mouth wider, you can't see what I'm saying. Because it's just... I got myself used to it to open my mouth wider. But sometimes when I'm really in the zone of talking, I don't focus on that. I just speak efficiently. And that means as minimal mouth movements as possible. So, yeah, I bought Project Babel. I'm waiting for it. I hope it comes sooner rather than later to help resolve all of this problem. Because I really want my face tracking to look as best as possible. So it's really mesmerizing to look at, you know? Guys, it's me, Bacon Boy. Woo! Welcome, Bacon Boy. Woo! I appreciate you being here, though. Thanks for stopping by. Do I have a Discord? I'll definitely join. Yeah, I do have a Discord. If you actually go to my if you go my hair, if you go into my YouTube channel, you will see that my only link I have, my social links that I have for my profile in my description is my Discord server. So go ahead and stop by. There's only a couple things I request. There are 5 fundamental rules you have to follow, and you have to make sure you read them before you're allowed in the server. Second off, you also have to checkmark to agree that you're at least 13. If you are not at least 13, please do not join. There honestly really is no way for me to like determine if you're, you know, of age or not. So I have to go by honor system. But the sheer moment that I come to realize that you're not old enough, you're getting kicked out of the server, like straight up. It's because of like Florida. It's not Florida. It's a United States law. It's something called the COPPA Act, and I really don't want to be responsible if something bad or wrong happens. And then let's say it's an 11-year-old or 12-year-old that caused the problem. And I'm not saying I'll be responsible. It'd be more so Discord's responsible. But I want to help funnel like the problems where I can personally. I'm not saying I'm trying to be Discord police and just like, you know, ban every single 11 or 12-year-old that's on the platform. I'll just be like, listen, you can't join because this is the minimum age for Discord, and I'm sorry, but you can't be here. Just for the matter of respect. You have to be at least 13 or older to join my server. Father Ramsland has, how can I make my own community on YouTube? I like you. So, Bacon Boy, that's actually a really good question, and I'll try to explain that the best I can. When I first started on YouTube, my most important thing was providing appreciation to everybody that I could. And I know it to be true. If you look all the way back at the beginning of my shorts, I had a 5 subscriber appreciation video. And you know what? I refer back to that video a lot because it reminds me the things that I should do. And what should I be doing? I should be staying as humble as possible. I am a human just as much as you all are. I hope so, at least. But what I'm trying to get about here is I don't ever want to make it seem like I'm better than anybody. I'm not. Do I have a very robust set of skills in terms of people skills? Yes. Yes, I very much do. Am I saying you have to have robust set of people skills to be a part of, let's say, my community? No. No, you don't. I'm here to make sure that I can find a chance to get you to open up and feel comfortable with where you are right now. But when I first started my YouTube, that really wasn't my goal. My goal was to just post VR chat content and try to kind of like counterattack like all the troll, rage bait, all this other VR chat content that's still going out there to this very day. VR chat is such a laughing stock because these trolls saw it and they're like, we can make so much engagement off of just making fun of people who are just trying to get by. There's a lot of insecure people, and I will admit to it, there are a lot of people who take VR chat maybe way too seriously, maybe a little too seriously in my opinion, but that's not really my topic to talk about. What I'm trying to get about is I want to make sure I can still show people that there's a positive light to this game. Like there's a lot of great worlds out there that you can go explore, and there's a lot of great people you can meet if you just know exactly where to look. Me personally lately, I went into something called No Time to Talk. And basically, it's a game where you're forced into one-on-ones with other people. Now, me in a one-on-one situation, I do very good. I can yap your ear off, and I can make sure I get to know more about you before you even realize the conversation has ended in like 3 minutes. So I'm very good at one-on-ones personally, but I also want to make sure that I can just kind of like brush up on my social skills with people that I may not be familiar with, because I want to be able to like, that's one of my most favorite things to do. I want to be able to just see someone, try to be a friend to them, and ultimately just get to establish them as someone that should feel accepted. What does this have to do with my YouTube channel? Well, this all kind of comes together with being like, well, I want to be more active with my community. And the best way to do that is to live stream. So when I first started live streaming, I was actually crossfaded most of my beginning live streams. And you all could probably see that because I'd start like passing out and being tired near the very end of it. My very first live stream that I have up, I'm surprised at how well I did. I did like a 2-hour live stream. There was only a couple people over there. But overall, I explored a lot of worlds and I had a lot of fun with the people who came by. Then I posted another video, and that one was like, I was really tired and I was really exhausted. Hello? Someone talking? Sorry, I thought I heard something. But then, and then I had another live stream video that was long form, but like nobody went to that one, and I was just kind of like depressed and very sad in that one. But live stream after live stream, I took a dedicated effort to anybody who joined my chat, anybody who joined and wanted to be involved in seeing what I had to do. I took heavy priority on them. And then more people joined, and then more people joined, and more people joined. People who started coming back. People started continue to be interested. They wanted to continue like seeing what I can offer them. And it goes and goes and goes until someone was just like, hey, you should have a Discord server. And I'm like, the reason why I was so kind of hesitant about Discord server, as a lot of people are typically, because then it turns into running a community. Like, running a community is very, very tough because you'll feel this weight of expectation over your head almost at all times. And it scares me. It really does. But the most important part is I am very confident in my own leadership capabilities. I'm very confident in understanding what people need when they need it. And I'm very confident in making sure that despite everything, despite all the things that may happen, if I may get mad, if I may get upset at you, if I scold you potentially, if I try to seek to understand about you, I still want to let it be known that I appreciate you for being here. And I think if anything, Bacon Boys plays, that is one of the biggest secrets to be a proper community. Show your appreciation, show your care, be there. Be there for the people that were willing to be there for you. Every single person that joins my Discord server is saying they're willing to be there for me. Now, the reality is, you should not honestly be there for me. You should be there for the company. I have a very fantastic community, and I'm very thankful for them all being respectful, so nice, so comforting, and understanding my rules. We're not sexually inclined at all. If I see any sexual insinuation, I shut that shit down. I don't want... There's so much gooning and sex and all this crap going on in the world right now. I don't want to contribute to that. I want to be an escape from reality. I want to give people a chance to feel accepted and comfortable. Just be yourself. And a lot of you are minors, so be a kid. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Be respectful to others when you do it. But just be you. There's no need to feel like you have to be judged or you have to be admonished just because you're being yourself. A lot of you don't know any better, and I understand that. I'm a very patient person, and I want to make sure I take the time to let you understand that I'm okay. Like, you can't really hurt my feelings that bad. Now, mind you, I have a couple boundaries here and there, and if I say you're hitting my boundaries, you will know. I promise you. I'm not a pushover. If you try to step on like whatever I try to make or whatever policies or procedures that I put in my community server, you're gonna have a hard time. But you know what? I'll still try to meet you halfway. I've done that for many members at this point. Like, you know, I timed out a couple here and there, but I still want to seek to understand. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, it's only my way or the highway. I still want to kind of figure out your perspective too. So, I think to kind of make it a long story short, even though I'm very talkative. The long story short, Bacon Boy Plays is just make sure you be there for them the best you can. Seek to understand, show appreciation, and overall, be a good leader. That's all you can do. So, if you're going to run a community, then I wish you the best of luck. Just make sure you be there for them, okay? You grow and carry on. Keep posting. This is how you grow bacon. I'm the unknown. That's like Hamlin. You're like cannibalism. That's crazy. You know, your favorite unknown. Oh, yeah. Is that... Wait, if... My favorite unknown they always use 2 emojis all the time. If you're that favorite unknown, then go ahead and put the emojis. See you soon, Roller. I'm getting ready for the event. I also got 8%. I'll listen to you. Congratulations, Hino. I appreciate. Very nice. Congratulations. I'm very happy that you got a good grade. Also, take care. I'll probably see you soon as well. I'm actually probably gonna be getting off pretty soon. Hey, Zom. I thank you so much for joining. I hope you can have a fantastic time at my server. Thank you for being here. Really. No, I'm not here. I meant to the void. VR chat. I hate it. Oh boy, I hate it. Fuck the man. Stupid. I got maybe. Maybe. So, you know what, Unknown? I will tell you this. Honestly, valid. I will tell you something. And it's something that I want to help establish for everybody that may be here, whether if they got hurt with VR chat or whatnot. Yes, VR chat, if you don't know where to go, or if you incidentally find the wrong people, VR chat can ruin you. I'm legitimately serious. I have seen people's lives actually actively be turned around for the worse because of some sort of pedophile grooming you, or some sort of some other adult trying to do something to just manipulate you and take advantage of you. It's very sad and it's very disgusting, really, because if you think about it, me being 28, the perspective is the other way around. If I see some sort of and no disrespect by all means, but if I see some sort of squeaker and they're just being loud, obnoxious, annoying, and they're just trying to get everybody's attention, just be a bother, then to me that's well, that's annoying and that's very obnoxious. But it's not going to harm me. It's just innocent fun. If I don't like it, I can mute the person, I can block the person if I have to, all this kind of stuff. But when younger people get confronted by adults that may be 24, 25, even 28, like my own age, these people try to find opportunities to take advantage of kids, to lead them and allure them into a sense of security, a false sense of security, and really manipulate them for who they are. And that's a problem, because then you feel comfortable with this person, you feel accepting with this person, and then they start asking for favors, and as a kid you probably don't know any better but just do it. They may probably make you feel loved, or they probably blackmail you and try to hold things over your head. I would imagine that it can ruin people. It can make people feel I don't want to play VR chat ever again. So honestly, Unknown, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that you had a bad experience in VR chat. I hope one day, if you ever feel like you're ready to try VR chat again, I hope you can come to my community, and I hope I can show you what a good community can do or be. Now, don't get me wrong, we still have some things that go on in there. For example, I've started to come to notice relationship tendencies within my own group, which is interesting. Now, I'm not necessarily against it, but the biggest problem that I have about this is that I need to make sure there's a minimal establishment of trust between these two people, and that they never, ever, ever, ever bring their relationship drama into the server. So I still have to evaluate that. I don't want to deny people having the opportunity to find relationships within this server. That's fine. You just got to make sure that you still be respectful to everybody else all the same. And also, no bias, no ganging, none of that sort. If I come to realize something like that's happening, I'm stepping in, because I want to make sure everybody is on even ground. Just because you find a significant other in my community doesn't mean you get extra privileges or powers. You are just the same as everybody else. I'm just the same as everybody else. The only difference is with me is that I lead the charge, so I got to make sure that things are going appropriately. Otherwise, you guys have fun. Just make sure you do it responsibly. Because there's one thing I will say about having relationships in VR chat. It can make or break you. I want you all to understand something. If you ever decide to have a relationship in VR chat, it is a very, very cheap short-term solution to a long-term problem you're never going to have fulfilled. I will say for me personally, I had a VR girlfriend that we lasted for about a good 10 months. And I felt like that was a really good opportunity for me to just accept myself, cling to it, not cling per se, but be with a person that actually wants to be there for me. We had a great connection with each other. And you know, even to this day, I still technically love her. But when you get past the honeymoon phase, the long distance relationship of a VR relationship can really start to show. And the hardest part about it all is sometimes for some people, there's so much accessibility in VR chat that people just don't know when something is not going to work. You know, you start feeling romantic interest because you see a really cute this person's in a really cute avatar, and then you really start getting a feel for each other, and then you want to enjoy each other, have fun with each other, have a great time. But it burns out so quickly because it's, I hate to say it, not real. So, for anybody who ever wants to go in a VR chat relationship, you need to consider your options very carefully and very seriously. Long distance relationships are extremely convenient and very accessible, but they can ruin you. They can hurt your feelings, and ultimately they can make you worse than before you had the relationship. So, if you ever go for a VR chat relationship, please proceed with caution. And also, most importantly, make sure you talk to your partner. Make sure you actually communicate with them and have a fond sense of establishment with each other. If one of you decides to close off your communication and just want to ultimately not really contribute to the parts of the whole, then of course your relationship's going to get ruined. Do not let your insecurities and do not let your personal feelings stand in the way of you being connected with your partner. This is the only thing you have in VR chat. You don't have physical touch. And don't even get me started with Phantom Sense. It is not the same as physical touch. You only have conversation. You only have roleplay sometimes, and I don't mean ERP. I just mean like regular, like having fun and dates and that kind of stuff. You only have yourselves, your conversation, the moments you share with each other, the experience you put into VR chat that makes you remember why you two are together. Or 3 or 4. Open relationships are fine too, but the rules all still apply. Overall, you need to make sure you be there for your partner. Understand them, learn from them, accept them. And if one day you come to realize that they're not fulfilling the needs that you need, despite the fact you trying your best to ensure that you want to consider all options before you consider the solution of breaking up with them, then be honest with yourself and close a relationship when you have to. It's never the easiest thing to do, and it causes a lot of problems. Like me personally, when I called off the relationship with my last VR girlfriend, my only VR girlfriend, I was depressed for a day. And it was legitimate depression. I didn't want to do anything. Like, I legitimately did not want to get out of bed. It was weird because, like, there was this wall. And then my willpower is right here. And my actual means to act is right here. I legitimately could not get over this wall no matter how hard I tried. My willpower could not penetrate this wall. And to me, that is my best definition of depression. Where I could not do anything. Even if I wanted to. Be very careful in VR chat relationships. They can really hurt you. And the last thing I'd want for you all is to be hurt because you put yourself into something that's just not going to last. Be very considerate. Evaluate the person in front of you and have fun when you can. But really be honest with yourself and ask yourself this question. Is this person worth a long time commitment? That's a rhetorical question, of course. And I want to make sure you all can ask that to yourselves before you ever do it. I've had a lot of back and took a break for you. I'm back now. Gratefully not every day as like it was. I used to be one of those of you. Yeah! I love going to VR chat bars, especially by myself, because I love seeing wacky new characters and how they all interact with each other. And especially me being like, a community leader. I just love sometimes going on my own accord and just watching people and just vibing, like seeing them have fun and all this good stuff. In fact, I might even do it tonight because it's just a lot of fun to do. Just being able to have a chance to see people do what they do, even if it's crazy, even if it's kooky, I still have fun just watching it. So really, it's very enjoyable for me at the very least, just to stand by and give it a good old gander. Bro, can't lie. Try and make an AV all chat video for YouTube. Shine playing it got into a bad track. No upload video. I'm sorry, Zachary, but your sentence structure absolutely confused me. You can say it in the Discord server though. I'll read it a little bit later because I am actually gonna get off very soon. I've dated on there, and all the relationships ended in heartbreak, mental health, cracking, and breaking. I was stuck in an endless loop, but lucky I'm at. Yes, and I'm very happy, unknown, that you're still here. And trust me, this is the hardest part too. If you ever come to a matter where you decide to go on relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship, and they all end bad, your best solution is to just get out. There is a song from a person called Kenny Rogers called "The Gambler," and one of the most important parts in the lyrics is you gotta know when to hold them, you gotta know when to fold them, you gotta know when to walk away, and you gotta know when to run. And I think you learned, thankfully, sooner rather than later, that sometimes you just gotta know when to run. And I'm happy you did because you're here now, and I'm very grateful that you're still able to have a sense of personality to yourself. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That's really nice of you. 10 months is actually a lot for VR. You're right. You're very much right. And I'm honestly very impressed about it myself. But later on in the relationship, like, there was just matters that were happening that were affecting my own personal mental health, and I had to perform my real life functions. So unfortunately, I had to make the final decision myself personally. Do I regret it? Yes, actually. Admittingly, I miss her. I really do, and I hope she's well. I don't know if she ever talked to me again, but I hope someday I can reconnect with her and have a more proper sense of closure. At the very least. Hopefully. Here's hoping, right? I suggest not dating on VR chat, specifically date in real life. Yeah, you're right. I actually did it because when I moved to a new location, I didn't really know anybody. But now these days, I just don't date, period. Not in VR, not in real life. Because I have so many lovely people that, like, keep me fulfilled, keep me satisfied. And, you know, even in terms of pleasure, I have my own separate thing for that. But that's not stuff I will go into with the YouTube channel. The point is, I have fulfillment just about everywhere that I need it, and I don't really ever see a need where, like, I need a person in my life to keep this sense of fulfillment. Is that saying that I don't need someone in my life? Well, no. I would one day like to have someone that I can, you know, devote basically like my efforts to, my greatest effort to. But right now, that's not the case because I have too many things going on, and I could never make time for a fourth thing in the triangle, unfortunately. Hi, Arshan. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. I was so happy for VR chat when I got all this happening. I'm so sorry, Unknown. It really sucks to me that you had a really bad experience in VR chat. And I'm not saying like you have to come back specifically for me, but my door is always open for you. I want to make sure I can offer a community where you can feel accepted. But you got to understand one thing. If you're going back into VR chat, do not go into it explicitly for relationships. That was what will ruin you. You just got to go into it for fun. It's an escape from reality. And you know what? Relationships are not exactly escaping reality per se. Are they accessible and convenient in VR chat? Yes. Are they fulfilling and long committal? You got to have really good... I would say you have to have really good people skills and a strong sense of understanding of yourself and others to have a really good VR chat, VR relationship. That's why... the one with my girlfriend and I lasted 10 months because we just accepted each other, understand each other, gave each other boundaries, and gave each other respect. It just worked out in the end of the day. I don't know how else to say it. Like, she's a lovely person, and we had so many deep talks, and we connected so much. But, you know, all good things must come to an end eventually, you know what I mean? Welcome back, Danielle, but unfortunately I'm getting off pretty soon, actually. Oh yeah, that's right. Working VR chat bars, I would imagine, is stressful. But one day I want to do that. I actually want to run a bar one day. Because if you don't know, Zom, I used to do a lot of cafe events. And I live streamed them too. So you can go back and check them out. But I still do cafe events. I love serving coffee to you all. And it's honestly one of the fun things I like to do. Like to do like a job to help be a servant heart to you all. I want to do a bar instance one day. But I have a lot of kids. And... my rule of thumb is for VR chat stuff, I don't go to places where the drinks provide like altering visual effects, because then that becomes the encouragement to actually want to like be like drunk or high to actually experience it, and I don't want to condone that, not at all. So me being a bartender, it'll probably have to like be like a separate event where it's only 18 plus, but I don't think I have enough people for that. That's way later down the road. Until then, the cafe events are what I'm going to be hosting. And I'm very proud of my cafe events. So, yeah. After that game, I'm not gonna date anyone or play any game until he's 19, maybe less. That's a very, you know what, Unknown? That's very mature of you, and I'm very proud of you to making that decision because yes, VR chat. If you're a minor right now, especially if you're a minor right now, please to gosh, I don't recommend using VR chat. Period. Can I stop you? No. But I still want to be able to be there for for the minors and the children that maybe need a sense of direction or guidance in this world. But I really, really, really recommend, because of how crazy, how provocative, how insensitive everything is in this game, I really recommend you at least wait until you're 18, where you can finally like understand things as an adult. At least that's my advice personally. I can't stop you, but this is just my general suggestion. With that being said, everybody, I need to get off because this was supposed to be like a brief live stream, and if anything, I was only doing it just to kind of say hi, but I'm more or less now I'm going to say bye. So, everybody who joined, even if you're still like, just like listening and whatnot, by all means, my heart really does go out to you. I'm very, very grateful I can have this chance to just start live streaming and to meet new lovely people and just have a chance to continue spreading a message of positivity and hope to you all. After all, this is everything I stand for. Random Slandom. I may do it randomly, but I'll definitely do it slandomly. Anyways, mwah, you've all been lovely. I appreciate you all for being here, and I hope, if anything, I hope you have a great night. If you're gonna, for those of you who may join my social circle, I hope to see you there soon. But other than that, peace out, Home Scouts. I'm heading out. Bye.